So Golden State Warriors forward Andrew Wiggins requested a religious exemption for the COVID-19 vaccine. Well, he has been denied, and he will not be able to play in his team's home games without being vaccinated, the NBA said on Friday. So, the 26-year-old Canadian who averaged 18.6 points and 4.9 rebounds in 71 games with the Warriors last season was seeking an exemption given the city of San Francisco has a vaccine requirement for large indoor events, and the NBA reviewed and denied Andrew Wiggins' request for religious exemption from the San Francisco Department of Public Health's order requiring COVID-19 vaccination for all participants age 12 and older at large indoor events. So, basically, he wasn't tripping. He was more so like, hey, we should be able to do whatever we want to do. So he went ahead and just went and put in his religious exemption because he really didn't want to just get vaccinated. He's like, whatever. And he was not really ready to know that they were going to deny him. So I was thinking about this, and it became apparent to me that that basically these people are judging how devout a religion that somebody is in. So, like, say, for example, there's a person who was in a certain religion that had high holy days, and on those before COVID-19, on those high holy days, they were not at work, they refused to play games, whatever their job was, they just refused. So, for example, more so like maybe like say somebody was Jewish or whatever, and on the Sabbath, which is their Saturday, they wouldn't do this or that, and they had to work. They refused to work. That shows that company that before that, if they still were there, before COVID-19, they were a devout Jewish person, right? So if somebody was a Islamic person and they didn't eat pork or they didn't do something on a certain day, they were a devout Islamic person. So basically, so since Christianity has been so watered down and pretty much you could do whatever you want, just attend church on Sunday, for the most part, the lukewarm quote Christians will attend church for the pastor to take roll because God was taking roll or whatever. They didn't have no type of serious uh I know devoutness is not a word, but I'm gonna make it a word today. They didn't have no devoutness in whatever their religion. They didn't have a sincerely held religious belief, quote, quote. So now they're trying to claim these religious exemptions for, so that they don't have to get vaccinated for whatever reason, whether it is religious or whether it's just, hey, I'm good on that, I'm cool on that, or whatever their own personal reason is, or they just pro-choice, they don't want to put foreign substances in their body, concoctions that they ain't never heard of, or whatever. It don't matter. But their loophole is the religious exemption, right? So now that they have this loophole, they bumbling and babbling because they have no idea about whatever religion they're claiming to have a religious exemption about. If you're Christian and you were devout, the only thing I could think of for you being devout was that your company could have noticed would be that they scheduled you on Sunday and you refused to go to church because you had to go to church every Sunday. Which I'm not going to get into the semantics and all the deepness of whether Sunday is the Sabbath or not, because that's a whole nother video. But for Christians, the Pope made Sunday the Sabbath. So if somebody was doing that before COVID-19, they would be able to, quote, prove that they were had a sincerely held religious belief. So there's a scripture actually in the Bible. I'm trying to make this as short as possible, but there's this scripture in the Bible that came to mind with all these religious exemptions that people are popping up trying to get so they can refuse to get the vaccination and keep their job. There's a scripture in Revelations 13, 15, and it says, I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would that you were cold or hot. So then, because you are lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. Because you said, I'm rich and increased with goods and have need of nothing, and knoweth not thou art wretched and miserable and poor and blind and naked. And then he goes on to, say, I counsel thee to buy me of me gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich, and white raiment, that thou mayest be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear, and anoint thine eyes with eye salve, that thou mayest see. So, as many as I love, I rebuke, chasten, be zealous, therefore, and repent. So basically, I read all the way to 19, but really the what I'm trying to say here is it reminded me of from 14 from Revelations 15 to 17 or 16, where he's talking about lukewarm Christians. And I remember learning this in church about the lukewarm Christian. Basically, you straddling the fence, you just being doing whatever you want to do. At this point, your lukewarmness is being tested, because if you are being tried right now in order to get this vaccine, and this is your hour of temptation, whether you keep your job, get this vaccine, or get approved exemption, if you were a lukewarm Christian, these companies and these HR departments are literally judging your devoutness to your religion. If they can go back in their records and see that you had absolutely no religious devoutness going on, no days off in observance of anything, no, I shall not do this or that, they gonna deny it with the quickness, because what the whole point of this thing is for everybody to get vaccinated. So now your lukewarmness as a Christian, or as whatever religion, I'm talking about Christianity because I'm reading out the Bible, but whatever your religion is, if you was lukewarm with it, your HR department, if this is your hour of temptation, your HR department is about to test whether you are lukewarm in your religion or not. This shit is crazy. So I'm just letting you know that your hour of temptation is here. If you're in a situation where it's your job or your vaccine, and your lukewarmness is about to be judged by your HR department. Look what the world have come to. I would have never thought of this.